Hi, mathematical thinkers. We are ready to talk about a new lesson, and hopefully some of you will be checking out the lessons in Unit 6 during the spring break. When we return as a group, we'll be doing some work on pan balances and algebraic expressions. So this is a warm-up, kind of a review from lesson 6.6 and 6.7. You did some work in 6.6 on order of operations, and then in 6.7 you were working on equalities and inequalities and talking about number sentences. So this is the spot where you'll need to stop the video, answer the two order of operations questions, and then for the next three problems, look and determine if the number sentence is true or false. So we know that that equal sign says that each side of the equation has to be equal to the other. So pause the video, solve those problems, bring them back to class, and then restart the video for our new lesson. So today, lesson 6.8, we're talking about solving simple equations. Your learning target, I will be able to use a trial and error or cover-up method to solve equations. Now, when we get back and work all together, we'll be talking about the mathematical way to solve equations. But for this lesson, you're using an approach, two approaches that actually can be used, the trial and error and the cover-up method. Our new vocabulary, variable you're familiar with, we've used that before, an open sentence, a solution, the words trial and error, and cover-up. So we talked about number sentences in the last lesson. Number sentences can contain one variable or more than one variable. We know that variables are represented by letters or symbols, and those letters or symbols represent a missing number, and we usually have to solve to find out what that missing number is. So a number sentence that has a variable is called an open sentence. And I have an example right there on the slide. 3x minus 4 equals 20. This is an open sentence because it is a number sentence and equality with a variable x. So when an open sentence, is neither true nor false. Right now, if you had to tell me if this was a true or false number sentence, you couldn't because we haven't solved for x yet. However, when a number replaces the variable, the sentence can be determined to be true or false. So if I look at 3x minus 4 equals 20, and I solve for x, I know that 3 times 8 is 24, and 24 minus 4 is 20. So x equals 8. Now that I've solved for the variable, the sentence is true, and the number that replaced that variable, 8, is called a solution. So in the number sentence 3x minus 4 equals 20, when I solve for the variable and I write x equals 8, I can put that 8 in my equation. I'll write this right here. X equals 8. I can substitute 8 in my equation. 3 times x, or 3 times 8, we know is 24, and 24 minus 4 is 20. So 8 is the solution to our number sentence and open sentence. So here are a few examples for you to solve. There are 3 open sentences that contain variables, and it's your job to replace that variable with a solution that will make the open sentence true. So in that last example, if I had tried x equals 5, 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 4 is 11, not 20. So if I had solved x equals 5, my open sentence would have been false, and 5 would not be a solution. So you're going to find the solution to these three problems so that my open sentence is true. So you can pause the video a couple of moments to do that and then restart. So sometimes we use a trial and error method to solve problems, and it is a problem solving strategy. When you complete a jigsaw puzzle, you often use trial and error. If one piece doesn't fit, then you try another. You know that you're going to do the outer part of the puzzle first because of the way the pieces look. So trial and error is an appropriate problem solving strategy. And it's one of the ones I talked about on our very first slide. So when we look at the question, what is the solution to 11 minus x equals 7 plus x? I see choices A, B, C, and D, and I actually can replace the variable with each of those solutions. So if x were 1, 11 minus 1 is 10, equals 7 plus 1 is 8. Well, 10 does not equal 8, so A is not a solution to the problem. If I try letter B, 2, 11 minus 2 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. 2 is a solution to the problem because I've solved the problem. It's a true solution. One side of the equation equals the other. If I try letter C, 3, 11 minus 3 is 8. 7 plus 3 is 10. Not a solution. And letter D, 4, 11 minus 4 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. Not a solution. So this is the trial and error method to solve a problem. I've given you a couple of examples here where you can use a calculator to solve the problem, but I don't want you to use the operation. So in other words, 174 equals 30 plus 12y. I want you to solve for y, but I want you to use trial and error. So you may have y equal to 5 and see if that is a solution. What is 12 times 5 plus 30? Does that equal 174? So again, you have three problems and you can put all of these on the same page. You'll probably end up with 11 or 12 problems by the end. Again, solve these. You can use a calculator, but use the trial and error method. Pause the video and restart when you're done. So this slide is an example of the cover-up method for solving an equation. So my number sentence is 8 times parentheses 11 minus c equals 72, and I'm going to be solving for c. So I've covered up, I couldn't do it with my hand, so I whited out the 11 minus c. And in my head, I'm just going to say 8 times what equals 72? Well, I know my multiplication facts. 8 times 9 equals 72. So whatever 11 minus c, whenever I want to solve it, I know that it has to equal 9 because 8 times 9 is 72. So you see that I've written 11 minus c has to equal 9. 11 minus what equals 9? Now I can figure out what c is just by covering up one part of the problem early on. C will equal 2 because 11 minus 2 equals 9. So we learned two methods, a trial and error and a cover-up method in today's lesson. And when we are working all together, we'll look at the mathematical solutions to open sentences. So one quick comic strip related to Pi Day. Enjoy. Have a great break if you're listening to this over the break, and I look forward to seeing everyone when we get back on the 25th. I'll be checking Google Docs. I'll be checking Moodle. If you have questions, you can let me know in either location, and I'll probably be recording some videos for Unit 7.